Today I'm going to be giving my Suzuki Carry a little technical upgrade. This is the Wolfbox G850 12-inch 4K rear view mirror camera system. This works as a front camera, a rear camera, and has 24-hour surveillance built in as well. But that requires some type of power source, so I opted out for the OBD connector that actually goes under the driver's side dash, and this is where you connect the wire, and I'll show more of that later. If you're watching this and you guys have a small adventure truck like mine, this thing will make a huge difference when it comes to visibility. As you guys watch the channel, I go camping in this truck a lot, and we have stuff packed, can't see out the back. Having this Wolfbox will definitely help out in the long run. Give me that security that I need and safety, especially when I can't see out the rearview mirror. Here in Thailand, the traffic here is horrendous, especially with a lot of the motorcycles and the scooters and everything that drive by. And before, I would never have any type of visibility besides my side mirrors, and that doesn't cut it. Let's go ahead and get this installed.
Let's see what comes inside the box. First, we have the 12-inch Wolfbox G850 mirror camera. The front-facing camera is built into the mirror unit, and the camera position can be adjusted after installation. We also have the rear camera. The long rear camera cable the power cable, the GPS module, mounting straps, and other installation accessories. Check the product listing and everything inside the box before you start the installation. This model also includes the memory card. For this installation, I'm only using a few basic tools. I have a trim removal tool, cable ties, electrical tape if you need it, a screwdriver, cleaning alcohol, and a clean cloth. I also purchased some corrugated wire loom to run under the truck, and I'm going to feed all my wires through that to protect it from all the debris, water, and any damage might occur along the way. To speed up the process, you may also need a multimeter to identify the reverse light wire.
All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to Traveling to Adventure. Just want to make a full disclosure. I purchased this Wolfbox with my own money, so I had this shipped from Amazon to Thailand, and so whatever I say, my opinions about this product is going to be honest review. So, but I know it's a great product, and I'm looking forward to installing it, and I'm very excited to have it. So, just want to put that out there, and thank you for watching.
Before you mount anything permanently, I'm just going to connect everything temporarily. Make sure the mirror, the front camera, the rear camera, and all the power connections are working before you permanently install. Do not skip this step.
Okay, so it's turned on. And now I see my front display camera. It's working. And let's go ahead and connect the rear view. Okay, so the rear view is also connected and showing a display. I'll go in the system and have to flip it upside down. It's upside down, but I'll fix it. You guys can see me. See me on the mirror. All right, let's get this thing installed.
Okay, so now if you want to go ahead and clean all the dust, dirt, debris, grease on the factory mirror, now is a good time to do that. Since I don't want to remove my factory mirror, I'm going to go ahead and use the rubber straps that's provided with the unit and attach it this way. I have placed the unit over the Suzuki's original mirror, and I'm going to secure it with the straps around the back. I want it tight enough so that it does not vibrate while I'm driving. At the same time, I need to make sure that I can still adjust the original mirror mount. Now I'm adjusting the front camera lens. The lens needs to be clear view through the mirror windscreen without being blocked by the mirror, without trim or anything that is attached to the glass. Now if you can see that I have a sticker that goes across my windshield, and I'm going to see if this is going to be in the way. Sitting in the driver's seat, I want to make sure that the new unit does not block my view in any way.
Okay, so right now I'm going to be figuring out which position I want my rear view camera to be in. On the Suzuki Carry, there's a few options. Now, it does suggest to put it on the inside of the cab, facing the rear window, or facing out the rear window. But I want I want something a little bit different because I have a spare tire that's right there. It's going to be blocking it. So these are my only options so far. So I can mount it up at the top, up there, or I can come back and mount it to the top where my light is to shine back here. And my other option is to put it back here on the license plate. I'm not a big fan of having it on the license plate area. I want to see the back end of my truck and also behind me. And this thing has assisted rear view parking. So I want to go ahead and utilize that as well. So if I put it towards the back right here, I'll have more visibility of the back end of the bed of the truck, and the whole reverse parking side. I think I'm gonna go with that option for now, but if I don't like it, I'll change it later. I'm just gonna see what works best. So I found a point that I'm gonna mount it to. It's gonna be my utility light here that shines in the back of the bed, and I'm gonna mount it to where it faces out that way. And I think this would be the best best position to mount it in. Now this does have the possibility to vibrate and bounce around, but this is pretty solid. I don't want to mount it on the bar because my my utility light's gonna be blocking it. All right, I'm gonna get some cable ties and get this thing secure. I got it all plugged in on the rear top, and you notice that it's upside down, so I'm gonna go through the settings and reverse the image. So that's the front camera display. I don't know if you guys can see that. Probably see it better now. Okay, so I'm gonna have to make an adjustment on the rear view camera. I went in and flipped it through the settings. And just a tip, you cannot do the settings when you're recording, so you have to turn the recording off and then hit the cog wheel here, the little gear wheel, and then go into your settings. And I went to rear camera flip, so I did that. And I turned it on, so it's on. Right, so this, when you swipe, you got three settings. You got the main display, which is the front, and this mode shows both front and rear. And then you got the rear when you're driving. So very cool. Okay, from here on out, I went and tested the rear view camera, front view, rear view, and made some slight adjustment on the back. I really like the view of it, so it's going to work out for now. My next goal is to go ahead and route the wires, but I'm going to go ahead and put the wire loom on, and some of the mesh loom as well, and then route my wires under the truck and through the cab of the truck. So, all right, I'm gonna jump on that now. I'm losing daylight. It's about 5:30. My friend and I, oh, I can't say it. My friend Ben and I are actually putting all the wire through a wire loom, and this is this very nice mesh loom, but it's very difficult to put on, especially when the loom is smaller than the wire, which that was my fault. I actually ordered it too small. But he's fishing it through, and we're only a quarter of the way, so it's probably going to take another hour to get it through. Once we're done, we're going to go ahead and put it through the corrugated loom, and then run it down through the truck and go from there. Plastic friction. Our hands are getting hot from doing this. A lot of friction. So 30 minutes later, we finally got the wire loom all the way around the rear camera wire. And now I'm going to put some heat shrink around the tip of this to keep it from fraying like that. So let's go ahead and do that. All I'm doing is just cutting the excess off. Nice and tidy. Now once this cools down, I'm going to slip another heat shrink and then work it down the wire and put it on the other end. Okay. Okay, so I got about 20 feet of cord, rear view camera cord. I got to wire through and fish through my truck, and I'm going to go ahead and tuck it in the headliner right now, run it down the frame of the truck, down the backside pillar, down through the engine and near the battery and back up. So it's going to take me a minute, but we're going to get it done.
Okay, so now comes the part that usually takes up most of my time, hiding the rear camera cable. I'm starting at the mirror and carefully tucking the cable on the upper trim of the headliner. And then I'm going to route it down through the cabin towards my battery, or through my engine towards my battery, and then back up through my ladder rack. Fortunately for me, my Suzuki Carry is not that big of a vehicle, so I have 20 foot of cable, but I don't have to route it that far. So the important thing is just to keep the wire away from any sharp metal, hot areas, especially the engine, moving parts or hinges or places where it can be crushed.
There we go, a stick. Sort of cop. I'm putting a mirror digital chai. Yeah. Okay, Ben, this would be easy.
Yeah.
Yep. Take this in. I think, Ben, it's going to come down here. Come down through there. I think it's perfect.
Yeah. You don't need to run to battery. Yeah.
No. No. It's plugged in right here.
Come from OBD2 or
Yep.
something.
Yep. OBD2. That's right.
เอาให้ที่สติ๊กไปไหม
เอาไปแล้วเนาะ
ใช้ที่ไหนวะ
อยู่ในถัง
ข้างไหน
ลึกๆก่อนนะ
เออ
ถ้าใครเอาสเปรย์ฉีดแบบนั้น
เอา เอาเป็นแบบเป็นสเตย์อ่ะ
ก็เฟลเลย
Okay, so I finally got it all wired. I ran the wire loom through the headliner of the truck, come through the corner. It's just gonna drop down. It goes up under my seat through the engine bay, and it comes up from under there and comes straight up there to the corner and to my camera. So, oh man, it's getting dark out here. But I'm finished. It didn't take that long. The problem it took so long is I have to video, stop, and I ran out of daylight. I started at 3 o'clock today. It's 7 o'clock right now. And I ran out of daylight. So anyway, got it all going. It's working properly, and I'm excited about it. Okay, so it's been several days since I've hooked up my rear view mirror. After driving it for a few days, I noticed that I didn't like the position of the camera in the back near the cab. So I wanted to move the whole camera to the back right here. But my issue is that I ran out of cable. It only comes standard 20 feet. So I had to reorder another cable, which is 33 feet. A little bit longer than I needed, but it's gonna work. I'm gonna make it work. This allows me to route it to the back. Right here where my light is, so I can see the back end. This also allows me to use reverse parking guide, and it also allows me to run the wire down to my taillight, my reverse taillight. So I had to extend that as well. So it's another hot sunny day here in Thailand. It's about 36 degrees Celsius. So pretty warm, but I'm gonna try to make this quick. I've already pre-loomed the wire, everything, the new wire. So I already did that this morning. I just got to take the old one off and replace it with the new one. Move the camera back here, and we'll see how it looks. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this situated. I got to take the top off, move the truck, and we'll start there. Okay, it's working great. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'm having a hard time running the 2 wires through the loom, plus with a mesh. I got a closed-in wrench, and I'm putting inside the pipe or the conduit, and I'm sliding it down. And what this allows me to do is it feeds the wire inside the loom for me. It's not it's too easy, but it's better than doing it by hand. Just run it down through there. Now I fed the wrench through the wire at the other end and brought it down here, and you place it inside the corrugated loom. Split loom is what they call it, which is a nightmare. And then feed it, walk it down. If you keep it inside there, you won't have any problem. But the problem now is it's all tangling up, but as long as I get it inside. Okay, so now I'm just locating the reverse taillight wire back here. So I'm going to remove my taillight and look at the wiring. I noticed on the back of the bulb it's exposed, so I could actually solder the wire to the connection, or I can do something else, but that's probably the best way to do it. So I ran my wire down, and I'm going to probably put some, I'm not sure what I'm going to do right here. Might use some electrical tape. I'm not too sure yet. But I have to run it down from the camera this way down to the pole. I don't have a hole in the bed of my truck, so I actually have a little hole right here by the tailgate. It's going to come down, and I'm going to go right inside the taillight and put it through there. Okay, it's probably not the best soldering job, but it's going to hold on there. And then I'm going to wrap it up with some tape. Okay, so I used some silicone sealant to cover the joint of the solder there. I'm going to let it dry, and this just protect it from the environment, from water, rain, debris. So let this dry for a little bit, and I'm going to connect it all back. Okay, so as of right now, I'm finished. I just got it all loomed up, wired the harness all the way through the cab, through the engine, up through my seat, and to the mirror. So it's all good to go. The hardest part about this is it's just the wiring part, just fishing all the wire through the cab, through the truck, through the loom, through the mesh, everything that I'm dealing with. That is just the tidying up of the wires. Other than that, it works great. I'm going to go ahead and do a test drive. Wait till it gets a little bit darker, and then I'm also going to do a parking test as well. So, all right. As of right now, I'm finished.
Okay, so it's nighttime now and it's starting to rain, so maybe a perfect scenario for testing this rear camera out. Okay, since moving the rear camera further back behind my truck, I have a better viewpoint, especially when I'm reversing or looking behind me. You can also adjust the up and down viewpoint from the camera slider on the mirror when you touch the screen. I also hooked up the GPS and I mounted it in the upper right hand corner of my windshield. I ran the wires through the headliner all the way back to the center of the windshield and down to the mirror. That was very simple, plug and play, didn't have to do much, and it works flawlessly. It actually tells you your miles per hour, your kilometers per hour, and what direction you're actually going. This is kind of helpful instead of looking at your phone all the time. I'm not able to run the wires down the pillar, but I might do that later on. This has a very sticky adhesive that you just simply stick on the windshield and then press and mount, and works perfect. Okay, so I'm not going to go into details with all the settings and the parameters and all the adjustments you can make. This thing has a lot of functionality, and you can just scroll through to figure out and play around with these settings.
All right, so I hope you guys got a lot out of this video, and this is my first real I guess, reviewing and installing a tech device for my truck, besides some lights and stuff like that, my radio. Or the biggest improvement for my Suzuki Carry is just the safety factor. It's a stress relief, and I'm able to see out the back and feel comfortable about changing lanes, seeing what's come up behind me. It is, obviously it's in a little slight delay when the car is behind you by the time it passes you in the camera, especially like the voice over commands. You can tell it to switch to rear camera or show front camera, start recording, stop recording, blah, blah, blah. The most difficult part about this whole installation was just the wiring process. And there's one thing about the mount that I do not like. Now, I may have to do something different, but I wish there was a way that you can actually tighten the bracket up more or have a more stable, more heavy-duty bracket. That thing's very flimsy, and you can actually over-tight the screws and strip them. They just go right through on the sides. I don't like that at all. I wish it was just a little bit more stable, more secure. Now, I did have the opportunity to use this on my camping trip, and that'll be coming out soon. I used to have my phone, my DJI camera, all in the center of the windshield, right below the mirror, and it's very distracting. So now having this Wolfbox allows me to clear up the clutter. It's more safe and for viewing purposes, and actually, like I said, I can use the voice commands. Just getting familiar with the camera itself, the on-screen part of it. The touchscreen sensitivity is really good. So if any of you guys have small trucks, pickup trucks, any camping vehicles, stuff like that, this camera is for you. I see a lot of YouTubers already using this camera as well already, and I'm sure it's a big benefit to them. Having this camera for small trucks allows me to get into places where I can't, as far as visually. Reversing behind me. There's been plenty of times where I've actually, backing up when I'm camping and almost smacking a tree or something I didn't see that was below my tailgate or my bed of my truck. And of course, you're going to walk around the vehicle before you reverse and stuff like that. But sometimes, you get in a hurry and you don't look and blah, blah, blah. You just look in the rearview camera and see what you're looking at. And that helps out a lot. Now, here in Thailand, too, as well, you be parking at a store, 7-Eleven or whatever, and you go to back up and you look behind you and look for, whatever, but I'm telling you right now, a motorcycle will pull up right behind you. They will not even care, or even when they're walking behind you, they will walk. If you're moving behind them, they will walk. It doesn't matter. So if you hit them, that's your fault, obviously, but if you ever walk behind a vehicle in general, you should see if it's moving or not, just from my point of view. So having that feature does help out a lot, especially when it comes to safety. So, well, I'm going to continue to use this on future trips. Like I said, I highly advise getting one of these cameras, but this one allows you to have the 24-hour surveillance functionality. So that's one of the reasons why I like that too, because when I go camping, I don't have to worry about, I don't know, it could be animals. I mean, I've had plenty of dogs. I've had porcupines, not an elephant yet, but maybe, if there's something, or people just walking around your camp. I've had people just being snoopy and just kind of nosy and walking up to your truck while you're sleeping at night. So I just want to see about that. Now, I can only see in the front and I can only see in the rear, but the good thing about the rear view camera, I can move it and place it where I want to. So hopefully there'll be a camera to where they can add on there to where it's kind of like a 360 camera. And so when you're just doing surveillance at night, that would be a really, really cool feature or functionality, additional camera for that. All right, let me know in the comments what you guys think about the setup, the functionality of it, and would you even use it? Would it be practical in your daily life? So, all right, well, I hope you guys hit the like button and let me know what you think. Stay tuned for more Suzuki Carry upgrades in the future, and we'll see you on the next adventure.